These are the preparations you should have been making 15 minutes ago.
I did it all for him. So
Yeah, I'm
it's
not
my
going
bad.
to mate.
Sorry.
I expect better from him always.
Vintage Steven Gerrard. Aguero!
Right, we're going to call it Top Boys then. We are the top boys, the top six. I'm guessing we all agree on that. I don't think we think fucking Wolves and Sheffield United are going to be there next season, or do we?
Well, you say that. Look at Everton at the minute. The signings they're putting out.
Yeah, they're signed well. But are they at this level, even with those signings, are they still going to compete with us and United, Liverpool, Chelsea?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's an interesting one.
I think last season.
I don't think the top four will change.
You think the top four will change?
I think Spurs and Arsenal will kind of fight it out, but I don't think the top six. I don't see any surprises this season.
No, that's the thing. I don't. I think last season was a weird one. There was a lot of clubs in transition as well, with managers in first season and stuff like that. But I think now with the signings as well that we've seen so far, I can't see any surprises.
I agree with that. I would say the top four would be the same. I think City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and United, obviously.
Yeah,
they're the four strongest teams in my eyes. Tottenham and Arsenal, fifth and sixth, I'd say. We'll push for fourth, but with the squad set the top four have got, it's just so hard, isn't it?
As it stands at the minute, I would agree with you. Not necessarily in that order. I think City will win it. I think Liverpool will be second. I think Chelsea will be there or thereabouts, but they'll finish third. And as it stands at the moment, Man United in fourth, but we've still got 30 days of the transfer window. We've still got time. I think Arsenal are only a couple of players there in the middle of the park. I think that's all we need to potentially get back into. I don't think we're going to challenge. I'm not under any delusions there, but I do think top four, with the centre backs we brought in, Willian and Gabriel in there. We've got William Saliba at the back, but we've got Willian to add to the already good firepower that Arsenal have got. A couple of players in the middle of the park, and the players that we've been linked to it as well. If we could pull them off, I think we'd jump Man United. I can't see the other three dropping out the top four. But potentially,
if we don't buy a defender,
go on.
If we don't buy a top class defender, we're giving it to Liverpool, because I think last season really proved that our defence was not up to standard to actually win the Premier League or progress further in the Champions League. I think the likes of John Stones and Otamendi are good enough to be in the Champions League, but not good enough to challenge for anything. I think getting someone like Koulibaly in will be a marquee signing for the defence. And now that the Messi saga is kind of slowing down or over, we can actually concentrate on what we actually need.
Bless you, thought you was going to get Messi as well.
Well,
that would have been mental.
You can't put him and De Bruyne on the same team. You just can't do it. It's something on everybody else, not just in England, across Europe. De Bruyne and Messi. Come on, man. With Sterling.
Paul, you've signed that Ake, though, haven't you? What do you think of him?
We got Ake for about 40 million. I like him because he can play at left back as well as centre back. He's a bit versatile that way. But we've been terribly lacking left back, I'd say, since we got Mendy and then Mendy gets injured.
Yeah.
I don't think he's returned to the way he came in. You know, he's good, but tracking back, he's very, very slow to get back. And with the way, Kolarov, like he would have been
as well.
Yeah.
Like he's when we sold him or when he left, like we completely overhauled the two wing backs. with Kyle Walker and Mendy. Like, Kyle Walker has proven to actually be at the
The
standard
daddy.
that we need.
I miss Kyle Walker so much.
Yeah, but you replace Kyle Walker with Kyle Walker Peters, like, you know, like it's like I mean, like, you couldn't
It's not the
write
same.
it. It's not the same. It's like,
No.
Mom, I want Snickers. Oh, we have Snickers at home. And this is it's the Aldi
Yeah.
version, you know.
The thing is, Dean,
Yeah.
is that Kyle Walker, he showed how good he was, and he earned that move to a big club. He deserved that
Yeah.
move, didn't he? To go
Yeah.
and actually try and win something.
That's what I mean. He kept our defence tight because our defenders were quite slow at the time, Alderweireld and Vertonghen at the time, and Kyle Walker used to come back in and cover. That's what I like about him. He's so quick.
Rapid.
You can get past him, but he'll always come back at you, and that's... I think City will win it this year. I said that about a month ago. I think City will win it. I don't know why. I don't think Liverpool will get top two. I don't know why. I just got a funny feeling. Like you said,
They
City
haven't
get a
made
strong...
any signings though.
Yeah. No, nothing, is there? And they're on about Wijnaldum going to Barcelona as well.
Yeah,
And he's one of their top players.
the Liverpool need to. I know it's never a good thing to sort of stagnate when it comes to buying players and resting on your laurels, but I mean Liverpool just smashed it last
Yeah, they did. But then when they
Well, they
come
did.
back from COVID, they looked a bit dodgy, didn't they?
Would they not walk into the finish line by that stage though? Because I feel the league was won.
Yeah, we wanted to close the gap. Wanted to close the gap, you know. We didn't want them to win by a certain margin, you know. I know the season was over, we finished second place, but we wanted to finish with as much points in second place. We drifted off against a few teams after lockdown, and it was just kind of a case of these are rookie mistakes that they made. I think they got a bit kind of wasn't anything to play for in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And then the cups were awful, to be honest.
Well, we sorted out, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you're happy with that one anyway. I'll give you that.
I'm delighted with that one. We won the FA Cup and the I used to call it the Charity Shield. Now I call it the Cup Winners' Cup. So we've done the double. So it's not a bad season for a team in transition, really. Arteta comes in. He clearly hasn't got the players to compete. He's gone. He's beat, after lockdown, he's beat Wolves away, Sheffield United away. We've beat Liverpool twice. We've beat Man City. We've beat Chelsea. Going back for the last 5 or 6 years, when you look at Arsenal, we couldn't compete against the top teams. We tried to go toe to toe with them, thinking we're Arsenal, we're this big club still. We'll play them toe to toe, and we'll see what happens. And it always ended up the same way. We can't go toe to toe against big clubs, not with the players we got. Arteta's come in and seen that, and he's found this style of play, and it's so effective. And he takes each game at a time, and he sort of picks apart the other team's weaknesses. And when you look at the players in that back four or back three he's been playing, you know they're not good enough. And he's been saying it the whole way through, up until lockdown. Yet he's managed to come in and get performances out of these players consistently as well, especially against big teams. So I think Arteta's a genius, man. I do. I trust him. I think he's the man to take us forward.
I like him as an assistant.
Yeah. For me, I've got to see what these new Arsenal defenders are like, because, like you say, the Arsenal defence is shocking, and it has been for years. And we've got to see how these players come into the Premier League and how they play, because it doesn't matter how good they were in the French league. Look at Ndombele, like one of the best players in the French league, comes to the English league, can't perform at all. So I've got to see how good these Arsenal defenders are. If they're decent, yeah, you might have a chance. If they're just same old, I can't see anything from Arsenal.
Well, they were definitely good in France, but you are right. It's a different league, isn't it, the Premier League?
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I mean, luckily they've got the attributes where they can be good in the Premier League. They're both quick. They're both strong. They're not small guys. I don't know if you've seen Saliba. He towers above even David Luiz. He's a big boy. Usually those are the things. Like when you look at Lucas Torreira, who came in, was amazing at Sampdoria in Italy. Everyone in all the Italian clubs love him. They all want him now. A lot of them are in talks with him. But then he comes to the Premier League and he's just not there because he hasn't got the height and the build that you need, especially in the centre of midfield.
Yeah.
compete. And I think that's so. Yeah, we'll have to see with them. They're both young as well, so they might need a bit of time to get used to the Premier League and to.
Weird how some players can come into the Premier League and smash it up, and then some players take a season or two, doesn't it? So strange.
And then there's Mangala, who never adapted to the Premier League at all.
Yeah.
And he was built for it. He was a strong centre back, but he just couldn't cope with the Premier League.
How it was.
Or like you do have players that you would think would never adapt to the Premier League. He's too small to be a striker. Like Aguero, he's tiny, and he just gets in any position, and he shoots from like the weirdest angles I've ever seen.
Yeah.
A striker shoot from, you know. It's all really kind of like you have to have a decent run of games to actually just see who's adapting for the Premier League.
It's an interesting one.
We're saying that Arsenal, we need centre midfielders. We're saying Liverpool, Man City, you want centre backs. That's what
it's a centre back, and possibly because we are very weak up front when Aguero's injured, because we'll have one option, and that's Gabriel Jesus, which, like, he's a very good player.
Yeah.
But when he loses his confidence, he tends to like go on a bit of a few games of a drought, which is fine. Kevin De Bruyne has scored, Raheem Sterling, but you can't really depend on having someone else back up a striker, you know?
Yeah. See, this is the difference of squads with Tottenham and Man City. Man City have got a sub in Jesus, who you're saying, he needs more. We haven't got anyone. Once Kane's injured, that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Jesus on the bench, oh my God, that'd be amazing. And you're saying you want more. Do you see the size, the difference in squads?
If Jesus was at Tottenham, he wouldn't be on the bench. Let's be honest. Right.
Yeah.
He'd probably be up there with Kane. I don't think
maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need to get a sub-striker. It don't matter how bad he is, we have to get one, because we can't do what we did last year. And Harry Kane gets injured and we got no one. It's not good enough.
the thing is,
I know Juventus are.
Tottenham and Arsenal can't get away with bringing in a top class striker, knowing they're going to play second fiddle. So whoever comes in knows. I know we play Aubameyang on the left, but I'm thinking maybe that's going to change this year, and he's going to go up top with Willian coming in and Martinelli who's coming up, Saka, etc. But with Tottenham and Arsenal, to go out and sign a top class striker, they know they're going to play second fiddle, at least until they prove themselves or whatever. Man City seem to be able to do it. They seem to be able to bring in these top class central midfielders when they're already stacked out with talent.
They've got money, mate. Money talks.
Yeah, but also you have a manager who actually will rotate. Like to be fair, he does rotate the midfield fairly often.
He's one of the best managers in the world. So
there is a bit of kind of will they give Phil Foden a chance? Or will they give like these younger players who are actually just coming through a chance? And he has this season anyway. Other seasons he'll probably have like small appearances in cups and a few minutes in the Premier League, but now it's like Phil Foden's getting full match time. Garcia got a Champions League quarter final. So I think if you rotate the players enough to the point where you keep them happy, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of them are kind of interested in joining us. Because like, if like he's not going to City this season, but next season Messi comes in, like that's going to be someone from the main squad, like Sterling or Mahrez getting losing their place, you know, because he will want like a out and out striker, and then have Messi as a winger, you know.
So is this a done deal then? Have you heard something that we haven't? Are you getting Messi next year? Is that confirmed?
Well, his contract
Big money, so
officially is up, but we're the only team realistically that can afford his wages and that he'd be interested in going to,
yeah,
because he wants to play in the Premier League.
yeah, and he's best mates with Aguero as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah,
if Pep Guardiola stays, that's another bargaining chip.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
Pep doesn't compete this season, will that be the time he says, look, I've spent years at this club now and we're not, you sort of hit a ceiling. This is assuming that you can't go and jump Liverpool. And again, you fall short in the Champions League and stuff like that. And you don't win the Community Shield like Arsenal did. So do you think that that'll be Pep's last season? Do you think that'll be the time that he says, right, I've taken this club as far as I can go and maybe...
With Pep, he's very transparent when he's leaving a club. With Barcelona, he had a press conference. He said, look, I'm leaving at the end of this season. He says it in December. With Bayern Munich, he said it in January. So there's plenty of time to just go, look, this is my last season. We're going to try and challenge for whatever we're playing for. You know, I think he's on the last year of his contract this season, so we'll wait until like he decides if he wants an extension or if he wants to leave. But if he wants to leave, he's only going to go to Italy, I'd say, because he's already done it in the La Liga, the Bundesliga, the Premier League. He's won all those. I'd say the next biggest league is Italy. I couldn't see a manager of his stature going to PSG unless he wants to win the Champions League with PSG. But I doubt PSG would interest him as much as, let's say, go to Juventus or AC Milan or something like that. Yeah.
Well, maybe Messi would choose Inter Milan then over Man City, because they're the only other team I think that would be better.
That's what I mean. You think if you're getting £1 million a week, 25% of that compared to 50%, that's a lot of money you're saving. It's a lot of money.
Or just a cheeky one. Imagine if Juventus, because they're making so much money on Ronaldo shirt sales and stuff like that. Yeah. What if they just went, look, let's go for both of them, have two of the best players in the world over the last decade come play with Juventus?
You'd love to see it, wouldn't you? You'd love to see it.
They should do it though, shouldn't they? For a one-off, they should. The two greatest ever players. Oh, it'd be amazing to see, wouldn't it?
Crazy amount of skill there.
Yeah.
What
do you Paul? Just a quick one. What do you think of losing Sane?
Like losing Sane was a bit like, I was there going, last season he was 100 million easily.
Yeah.
Then he gets an injury, and then Bayern Munich come in with about 40, 50 million.
That's a bargain.
I mean, like that's a bargain, but like properly underselling. Like, I think we missed him as well this season, because I think Raheem Sterling is...
No, did he? Didn't really like him as a player. He always started Sterling or Mahrez over him.
Yeah, I think Sane was a bit homesick as well.
Yeah.
You could wait, in the last World Cup he was dropped from the squad. And
crazy.
It was like, I don't think the German national team like playing players from a different league than the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And like they needed someone pacey on the left wing, and then they leave the pacey left winger behind, and like they end up having a terrible World Cup then.
Yeah.
And I think that really affected his mindset, where he just goes, if I was playing with Bayern Munich or if I was playing with Dortmund, I would be on that I would be on that team bus. I would be on the team sheet.
That's a
Yeah.
really good point. I've never thought of that. I haven't heard anyone talk about that either. That's actually a really good point because players being homesick plays a bigger part in these things than we imagine.
Yeah.
They never usually come out and talk about it because they're professionals. But yeah, that's I haven't heard of it like that before. That's interesting. I suppose we're going to talk about Tottenham a bit, aren't we?
Hey, come on, you Spurs.
Seeing as you're here. So we've spoken about a few world-class players going to big clubs. What about you, lot? What are you doing?
No world-class players coming to us, mate. Yeah, we can't afford it. Simple as that. We're billion pound in debt for the stadiums. We're not earning no money in a minute because COVID.
You have a nice stadium and no one to fill it.
Yeah, exactly. I think the signings
Now you know
we've
how
got-
we feel.
Yeah. I mean, the two signings that we got so far, Højbjerg and Doherty, I just think they're smart signings. I really do.
Yeah.
The money that we've got, and I think they're the positions we need. I just think a couple of more signings, decent signings like that, okay. Plus, I want to see how Mourinho goes with it. I want to see what he can bring to this team. I'm interested to see.
You're right in what you're saying about smart signings because I think it was you that said to me, actually, they are proven Premier League players. It's all well and good
Yeah.
Arsenal getting these top boys from the French league,
Yeah.
the rest of it, and assuming they're going to come in and do a job, and hopefully they will. But you're right in what you're saying. You needed to strengthen in that centre midfield, defensive midfield,
Yeah.
and right back as well, because I'm not sure about Aurier. Sometimes he's
Oh.
really... He reminds me of a Boué a bit. He's hot and cold.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to
You know
get.
what? Sometimes I look at him and think, well, fuck, he's decent. He's strong. He tackles really good and he wins every header. And then sometimes I think, what are you doing? Just what are you doing?
He's an Arsenal
You
fan.
Yeah.
He'd have fit in perfectly.
Yeah, it's just one of them, mate. It's a bit dodgy. And you see it on the Amazon Prime documentary. I don't know if you've seen it yet. One of the first games, Jose Mourinho turns around and says to Aurier, you're playing right back, but I'm already scared of you because of your penalties, because of your VAR shitty penalties, basically. Because I'm just letting you know now I'm scared of you. And that's what he does. He just gives away little rubbish penalties, laps the concentration. He needs to go. I think AC Milan looking at him at the minute, so I think we just need to get rid of him.
Doctor,
It's a liability.
Yeah, it's a liability, yeah. So, yeah, I just think we need to get rid.
Yeah,
But as I
Doctor.
said, the other players that we've got, Harry Kane, Son, Bergwijn, players like that, Lo Celso, Harry Winks, we've got the defenders, Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez. We're not too bad, We've got a team there. We just need a few more to slot in and the tactics to be right.
And what about Ndombele? What's going to happen with him? Because I don't know whether it's him making a decision or Tottenham saying it hasn't been good enough.
Every time I look at this situation, I just think Mourinho and Pogba. Every single time I look at this situation, I just think it ain't going to work. I just think it's not going to work. Because of what happened with Mourinho and Pogba. Pogba's obviously talking to Ndombele. They're both French. They're both talking to each other. Pogba will be telling Ndombele how much of a twat Mourinho is. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think it's going to work. I think we just need to get rid. I really do. Either swap him with another player. That's what we've got talks with him in it. Or just I just don't see it working. I just don't. As much as he is a good player, you can see the potential. Amazing. On the ball, he's brilliant. But he just looks really lazy and I don't know, I don't think he's a Mourinho player, if you know what I mean. Mourinho likes hard-working players. He likes players coming off sweating, and Ndombele doesn't really give that. If he can give that, fair enough, but I'm not too sure. Every time I think of the situation, I just think Mourinho, Pogba, and I just think, I don't know.
What would you do? Would you give Ndombele another year? Or would you swap him for...
I'd 100% give him another year, 100%, just to see what I can get out of him. Just try and get him as fit as he can and see what I can get out of him. If it doesn't work this year, then move him on. Because he's got potential. He's got a lot of potential. On the ball, he rarely loses it. Honestly, he could have 2 or 3 players around him. He'll go one way, go the other. He's got that about him, But we'll see how it goes. I'd keep him for another year and see how we go with him.
You wouldn't have been tempted by the Inter Milan offer to swap him with Skriniar?
It's tempting. It's very tempting. I'd rather swap him with that Roma player, that Nicola, what his name is.
Well, with the Tongan
Yeah.
leaving, do you not think Skriniar would be... I mean, apparently what Tottenham said is they don't value Skriniar as highly as they do Ndombele. So that they reckon half the price of Ndombele from what I'm hearing. So that's why they turn the offer down. But I mean, with a Tongan leaving, I think Skriniar. Imagine Skriniar coming in at Tottenham.
I get me saying, but I don't think we need to strengthen in the defence. Well, we do, but centre backs, I don't think Alderweireld still got it. Davinson Sanchez on his day, brilliant. Eric Dyer, I'm telling you now, he will be England's number one centre back. He will be better than Maguire. He will be number one England centre back. That is why he's gone to centre back, because he knows he can get that England place there. Trust me, Eric Dyer for next season, he'll be one of the best centre backs in the league. Mark my words. He's brilliant. He wins every header. He's strong.
Centre back than he is defensive midfielder, anyway.
100%. 100%. He's better.
Like Vincent Kompany went back from defensive mid to defender, and he became a club legend. Like it's easy. It's not easily done. It's It's a handy way to go back.
Yeah.
Especially with Mourinho, he's a defensive-minded manager. I'd say he can get a lot out of him.
Yeah. Yeah, and he likes him already because he tried signing him at Man United, and he said that as soon as he came in, he goes, I like you. I've tried signing you before at Manchester United. It's just getting him fit and getting him in the right mindset, and I think he's there now. He's there.
Who else would you like to see come in, or do you think that's you done?
We need a striker. I'd love to see. Is it Chris Wood from Burnley? Apparently, we're after him. I'd love to see him because he's a Mourinho signing all day. You could even play him with Kane because he just wins everything in the air, and you'd probably get him for like 20 mil. And I think we need one attacking centre mid. We need like a Dybala or a someone who can just link an Eriksen. Basically, we need a replacement for an Eriksen. That's what we need. Someone who can unlock them doors, because Lo Celso, as brilliant as what he is, he doesn't unlock the doors. He's more of a centre mid holder, tackler. He can't play them balls that Eriksen did. So we need a playmaker, big time.
Like a number 10.
Yeah. Someone's just smart. Someone like Xavi, Iniesta, them sort of boys. He's smart, clever, you know? I mean, Dele Alli can't play that because he just likes running up and down. He likes getting in the box and scoring goals. He hasn't got the footballing brain, I don't think. He hasn't got a brain like Iniesta or Xavi or De Bruyne, you know?
Well, no, definitely.
That's what we need, a De Bruyne. If we had Kevin De Bruyne on our team, it'd be spot on. Spot on.
Yeah, but steady on a minute. I mean, you're only Tottenham. You're never going to get a De Bruyne or a Xavi or an Iniesta.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If we did. Because you look who's in front of him. You've got Son one side. You've got Bergwijn the other side. You've got Harry Kane. That's insane. Lucas Moore on the bench. It's just insane.
How about Neves from Wolves?
Yeah, he'd be perfect. I'll take him.
He would actually suit Mourinho's style as well.
Yeah. And it's surprising how much they let him go. That Doherty for 12 million or 13.4 million. I can't get it. Can't fathom it. How they've let him go that cheap to an opponent in Tottenham, because we're both fighting for the same sort of places at the minute. I don't understand it. I really don't. Like Chelsea, for example, they don't want to give Giroud to Tottenham because they know he's going to help Tottenham and it could push him past Chelsea. So that's why I don't give him to Tottenham. I just didn't understand it really. It was a bit easy and a bit. I don't know. I just didn't understand it from Wolves' side of it.
I think
financially, I think Wolves are okay. I don't think they're in a desperate need to sell players. And like you say, even if they were, I mean, 12 million, it's not a lot of money in the current market, is it?
That's what I mean. You could see him selling Traore next for like 30 million or something. Traore probably worth about 70, 80 mil.
Oh, I don't know about 70, 80. He is a beast.
You see Traore at Barcelona or Real Madrid, he'll run rings round players. Run rings round him. He's just that. He's so quick and so strong.
What about Jimenez? Is he going to leave? Because Man United were linked with Jimenez, weren't they?
He's a good player. He is a good player. I don't think he's good enough for the top teams. I don't think he's good enough for like United or someone like that. I mean, United have got Martial. I love him. Rashford, amazing. You know, it's not in them leagues like Aubameyang for Arsenal, power. Tottenham, Harry Kane, Man City, Aguero. It's not that good. You know. So I see him stand at Wolves, to be honest with you.
But would he do it in a top team? He's been at Wolves and he's been doing it. He's been getting a lot of goals there.
Yeah, but if you look at it, I think I'll see his shot ratio, and he's had like thousands of shots and scored like a small percentage of them, you know. He has a lot of shots and misses quite a lot. A lot of his shots have got a lot of power in them. So he does get a lot of shots saved. He does score a minute of his shots that he has where someone like, I don't know, Messi, Ronaldo, Aubameyang, 10 out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they're going in, aren't they? They're goals.
Yeah, that is a difference with him, definitely. I think that's why Man United maybe didn't follow up their interest with him.
Yeah.
With, like you say, with Martial and Rashford, who can do a job up front and stuff like that, maybe they're thinking,
Yeah.
we won't spend that much on Jimenez if he's not going to be an upgrade, because that's the thing now. It's all well and good getting these squad players in, but you don't want to be paying more than £20 million, especially at the minute, for a squad player. If you're going to spend money and get somebody in, they need to come in and be better than what you've got, I think, especially because Man United need to catch up. So do Tottenham, so do Arsenal. We got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
I think it's time for them to sell Pogba. Just because he's not performing at the level I think he can be. I don't think he's very good for the locker room anyway at the moment. He's kind of distanced himself from before he'd be in interviews. He's very quiet now.
Yeah.
And when you see a player like that who's a big personality being quiet, you know they're not happy at the club.
Yeah, it's a strange one, isn't it? It is strange. Because you look at Pogba for France, he just looks like a completely different player, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He just looks world class when he plays for France. Everything he does, every ball he plays, just absolutely perfect. When it comes to United, it's a bit different. But that might change this year. Now he's got Bruno Fernandes in there, and he's got that the Van der Beek, Ronnie Van der Beek, what his name is, he's a workhorse.
Yeah.
He will help Pogba out to have a bit of time. I think it could work. I think their centre mid this year looks, I hate to say it looks scary.
It looks like, to me, I know you said earlier, Paul, about Man City having the best midfield. I think Man United have got the best central midfield in the country.
Oh, they do, yeah. Like Fernandez, he's completely changed the way they play football.
Yeah.
You were linked with him, Tottenham.
Yeah, we should have got him. I'm gutted, mate. I'm gutted. I'm gutted. Oh, I'm just gutted. I'm gutted. I can't say nothing about it. It's just we're tight. We're just so tight.
Well, it's the stadium, mate. This is the thing. You made the same mistake Arsenal made. We built up. We've done the double. We started winning things and being an elite force across Europe. And then we've got the money. All right, we'll move. We'll get this big, flashy stadium. And then you pay for it for the next, decade afterwards, because you can't go out and spend all this money in the.
Yeah. The thing is with Tottenham, if we have to go and sign someone, we have to sign him without any other team knowing, and we've got to do it quick. As soon as someone else enters the fray of offering for the same player, we're out. We will not compete with any other team. That's why you look at the Matt Doherty deal. That's done within days because we didn't want anyone else getting on it. Bang, we snapped it up. As soon as someone else comes in the fray, we're done. We can't challenge. We can't even challenge with Everton. Look at the money Everton are spending. Spending millions. I know we can't billion pound in debt, but it's just we can't compete with any of these teams. So we can't sign anyone.
Move, then? Was it a right move to get the new stadium? Was that the smart thing to do?
I think it was at the time because I don't think we're bare skin as what we are now if it weren't for COVID. I think we'd have made a lot of money back, especially with the NFL games and things like that and the concerts we had going there. I just think it wouldn't have been that bad, but I think, it's good. It's a good sign because we're going in the right direction. We're building our club. We've got a big stadium now, and it just looks better from other players. It looks more enticing to come. You've got Jose Mourinho as the manager, who Tottenham could only dream of 10 years ago. Jose Mourinho being Tottenham manager and having a big stadium like this. So it's getting better. And,
Right, well, hopefully next time we do this, we'll have our Chelsea, Man United and Liverpool boys with us as well. We can have a proper talk about the top six then and who's going to finish where. But for now then, I think that'll do, won't it? Episode 1 at Top Boys. Yeah. See you next time.
See you next time. Up the Spurs.
What's it?